Hey there, everybody. Tony Porter, Cards and Dice TV. We're ready to roll with a 71 game. So Wednesday night game, September 1st, 1971. Mets at Busch Stadium and facing the Cardinals. It's going to be Tom Terrific versus Bob Gibson. Take a look at the lineups. Harrelson, Garrett, and Jones. Kranepool is cleanup. Boswell and Agee batting sixth. And then seventh, eighth, and ninth is Singleton, Dyer, and Seaver. For the Cardinals is Lou Brock, Sizemore, and Alou. Torrey, Simmons, and Haig, and Cruz, Maxville, and Gibson rounding out the order. I have not rolled to see what kind of stuff both these pitchers have, but Bob Gibson does have a 15-8 record with a 3.03 ERA. So let's first start with Seaver, see if kind of stuff. He will have his B stuff. And Gibson will have his B stuff. All right. So Bob Gibson versus Tom Seaver, and we're ready to start. It's going to be Gibson facing Buddy Harrelson. Switch hitter, bang from the left side against Gibson. All right, let's do this. And the umpire yells play ball. That's going to be a 53. It's going to be a range check. And it's going to be to left field. It's a very high number, 17. There's no way Brock is going to get to that ball. It's going to drop in front of him. He's only a 7. Does not have great range. So that ball, a little check swing blooper to the opposite field, and it drops in front of Lou Brock, and Harrelson's on with a single. All right. And Wayne Garrett, we're going to try hit and run here early. There goes Harrelson, and this is going to be a 3. And a 3 says A or B, and he is a C, so it's going to be a pop-up to the right side. Second baseman Ted Sizemore over, and he makes the catch. Cleon Jones is up next, and that's going to be a 44, and that is a rip to left center field. And will runner make it to third, F to third, so he does hustle over to third base. And there's a plus sign there on the 44, which means Cleon Jones, who had 11 stolen bases, actually had 6 stolen bases in 11 attempts. He will try to steal here. There he goes. And he is safe. We're going to check for an error on the catcher, and there is no error. So it's going to be second and third now for the Mets, and here comes Eddie Kranepool. Steady Eddie Kranepool. And Bob Gibson's going to reach back a little extra. He's waiting for the sign from Simmons. Infield's playing regular depth. They're conceding a run here for an out, and that's going to be a 23, which is an out. It's an 11, and an 11 on this with a 3 is going to be bounced to the first baseman, and runners advance. So runner to third. It's going to go G3 RBI for Kranepool. 2 outs now, and here's Kenny Boswell. 1-0 Mets. Pitch to Boswell, and that's a 51. That's an error check. It's going to be on the shortstop. Shortstop is Maxville, and that's way past his error number. Too high, so he'll make that play, and that retires the side. So 1 run on a couple of hits. Mets have a run. They're up 1-0 with the Cardinals coming to bat in the bottom of the first. Tom Terrific on the mound for the Mets, and here's Lou Brock. That's a 46 and 17. That's lined to left field. They're going to try for an extra base, and Brock will be safe. It's going to be a leadoff double for Lou Brock. Goes the opposite field into the gap and run down by Jones, and Brock digs for second, slides in under the tag. Throw was late, and here's Ted Sizemore. Gonna let him swing away against Tom Terrific, and that's going to be a 34. It'll be an out. What kind of an out? It's bounced to short. And on this ground that is short, runner will advance. All right, Matty Alou now with a runner on third, and the Mets will play the infield in with a runner on third alone, 64, and that'll be a strikeout. So Matty Alou swings and misses at a Seaver fastball. Seaver blew it by him. And here's Joe Torre, probably the best hitter, batted .363. Best hitter on the Cardinals, a 43. That's a blank, and a 43 will be struck him out. So no runs, one hit. They leave one in scoring position. And we move to the top of the second inning, 1-0 Mets. Tommy Agee steps into bat, up to bat. And that's a 32, and that'll be a fly ball right field. Over is Joe Haig, and under it, squeeze it for out number one. Here's Ken Singleton with a 25, and a 1-5 is a strikeout, and that's a 4. That red 4 is a strikeout. So a strikeout for Gibson. And here's Duffy Dyer with the 64, and that's a fly ball center field for out number 3. 3 up, 3 down. Easy inning for Bob Gibson. Both pitchers have their B stuff today so far. Just covered up a little bit. Makes me easier for me to focus on that. All right. So it's going to be Ted Simmons coming up. Ted Simmons batted .304 as a switch hitter. Pitch from Seaver, and that's a 23, which will be a fly ball center field. Tommy Agee, 1 down. Haig now, he's a left-handed hitter with a 24, and that's a hit by pitch. That 9 will not do it. That'll be a fly ball. Right field, Kenny Singleton, 2 down. And here's Jose Cruz. Cruz with a 53. That's going to be a range check on the right fielder. It's a 13, pretty high number. Singleton, I doubt Singleton has got that kind of range, and he's got a terrible range, so that's going to drop in front of Singleton. And it's a 2-out single. Here's Dal Maxwell. Maxwell batted .225. 61, struck him out. Seaver blows a fastball by him, no runs. 1 hit, 1 left. Seaver leads the league in so many pitching categories. It's hard even to number them all. He's been lights out this season. This was his best season of his career. All right, it's Tom Seaver batting now with a 63, and that'll be a strikeout. Strikeout number 2 for Bob Gibson. Both these pitchers can go a long way. That's going to be a strikeout. It's an error check, but with that 1, it's a KD. KD on a B is 1-4, and that's a 1. So that's a strikeout. And here 2 outs, and it's Wayne Garrett with an error check, but that's going to be too high a number on the third baseman, Torre. Torre's number at third base is a 6. That's a 13, way too high, so that'll be bounced to third. Picked up by Torre. Fires the first in time. No runs, no hits. We're at the bottom of the third. Playing Fall Classic Baseball. Have any questions about the game? Let me know. Cleon Jones. And that's a 12, which is going to be a base on ball. So a leadoff walk. Oh, no, I'm sorry. It is Bob Gibson batting. And that's a 12, and that'll be a bouncer to second base for out number 1. Glad I caught that. Here is Lou Brock with a 35, and that'll be bounce to first base. Crane Poole beats Brock to the bag. Speedy Brock flying down the line. 2 outs now, and here's Ted Sizemore. Pitch from Seaver with a 26, and that against a lefty is a single. Otherwise, it's ground ball up the middle. And Boswell gets to it, plants his feet, and fires the first in time. No runs, no hits, 3 ground outs in that inning for Seaver. And here is Cleon Jones. Pitch from Gibson with a 21, and that'll be a strikeout. 1 away. Strikeout number 4 for Gibson. And here comes Kranepool with a 36, and that'll be a bouncer to second base. Scooped up by Sizemore, who throws out Kranepool. And here's Kenny Boswell, bats from the left side of 31. That's bounced up the middle and through into center field for a 2-out single. So Boswell's on at first with a single. Here's Tommy Agee with a 13, and that'll be a fly ball left field. Towards the line is Brock. Will he get there? Yes, he does. No runs. 1 hit, 1 left. Go to the bottom of the 4th inning. I picked this up from Baseball Sim Research. They do this for donations. I give them $20 every so often when I can. And here's Matty Alou. Tom Terrific winds and deals. And Alou bounces one to first base. And Seaver's going to have to cover. Will he get there? Yes, he does. Seaver, a terrific athlete from USC, an ex-Marine. Here's Joe Torre now, who struck out in the 1st inning, and he strikes out here again. That is 4 strikeouts for Terrific. And Simmons scores 1-0 Mets with a 24. That's a hit by pitch, and Simmons gets plunked. I rolled a 1 there. So Ted Simmons is on at first. Here's Joe Haig. Got some power. 62. He won't get to use it here. He swings and misses at a Seaver curveball, and that retires the side. No runs, no hits. They leave 1. They hit by pitch. And we go to the top of the 5th. 1-0. Terrific versus Gibson. These two fought it out till the end for the Cy Young, and it was Jenkins who was chosen over Tom Terrific, despite Tom Terrific having an ERA of almost 1 whole run lower than Fergie Jenkins. Fergie Jenkins did have more victories. All right, so here is Kenny Singleton, switch hitter. And that's a 33, and that is ball 4. Duffy Dyer, we're going to try a hit and run with Dyer, and that's a 4. And it says, is he an A hit and run? No, he's a C, so that 4 will be a pop-up to the left side third baseman. Torrey right there makes the catch, and Seaver will square for the bunt. And that is a strikeout. He bunts it foul. A 2-strike bunt, and he bunts it foul. So it's a strikeout. And that is for 5. That's number 5 for Gibson. And here's Harrelson with the runner on first. 23, and that is a line drive right to center field. And gloving it is Cruz. Jose Cruz is there to retire the side. No runs, no hits, 1 left, the walk. We move to the bottom of the 5th inning. 1-0 Mets. Jose Cruz leading it off against Tom Seaver. Here's the pitch from Tom Terrific, a 41. That's going to be ball 4. Tom loses him and is angry with himself, muttering something, and is not happy with that call. And it's going to be Dal Maxfield. We're going to try a hit and run here, and that's going to be an 8. Will be a bouncer to shortstop. Runner will make it to second. And now we have the pitcher, who is a tremendous hitter, hit 2 home runs, 15 hits, and 87 at bats. And here's a pitch from Seaver, 43. They struck him out. 2 away. Tying runners at second base, and Jose Cruz has got good speed. Here comes Lou Brock, bats from the left side, batted .313. Here's the pitch from Seaver. That's a 63, and he strikes out. Seaver picks up a couple more Ks, and he's got 7 for the day. So no runs, no hits, a walk, a man left. We move to the top of the 6th inning. What a game here. Pitching duel. 2 of the best, if not the 2 best pitchers of 1971, facing each other here in this game in September 1st. Actual lineups. Fall Classic Baseball. Wayne Garrett steps in the box. He bats from the left side. So far today, he's popped up and grounded out. Here's a pitch from Gibson. And Garrett, he's going to foul a couple off and takes ball 4. And he will try to steal. There he goes, and he is out. So it's going to be 2-4, caught stealing on Wayne Garrett. Cleon Jones now with a 1 out. 41, that's going to be ball 4. And Eddie Krampel will try hit and run. There he goes, and that's a 3 with a, that 3 is going to be a base hit. And that'll send Jones to third base. So he hits it through the hole. Krampel, he's an A hit and run guy. So the Mets have first and third, and the infield is going to be playing. Actually, the corners will be playing in. The middle is going to be playing for a double play. Here's Kenny Boswell, left-handed hitter. Boswell today grounded to short and singled. Here's the pitch from Gibson. And that's going to be a 22, and that is ball 4. That's going to load the bases. Boswell walks, loading the bases with 1 out here for Tommy Agee. And again, like I said, we're going to play the corners in and the middle, trying to get out of the inning, looking for that double play. Here's a pitch. And that's going to be a 34, and a 34 is bounced up the middle and through for a base hit. And let's see. Our center fielder has what kind of an arm? Cruz has what kind of an arm? Cruz has an average arm. 2 runs will score. Going to third is Boswell. And the Mets have broken it open somewhat here in the top of the 6th inning. 2 RBIs for Tommy Agee. Drives in batter 3, batter 4. And it's first and third now. Again, same infield for the Cardinals. Kenny Singleton. Here's a pitch from Gibson. And that's going to be a 21 and struck him out. Big strikeout for Bob Gibson. Blows a fastball by Kenny Singleton. Has a tendency to strike out and to walk. And here's Duffy Dyer with 2 outs. Runners on first and third. Infield's playing regular depth. Here's the pitch from Gibson, and that's a 16. Struck him out, and that retires the side. 7 strikeouts so far in this game for Gibson, but the Mets pick up a couple of runs and a couple of hits and 3 walks, and they lead it by a score of 3-0. Here going into the bottom of the 6th, it's going to be Sizemore, Matty Alou, and Joe Torre against Tom Terrific. And that's going to be a 24, a potential hit by pitch, but a 4 will not do it. That'll be bounced to second base. Picked up by Boswell, who throws out Sizemore, 1 down. Matty Alou now, who's 0 for 2. He's struck out and grounded out. And that's a 46, and that is a drive off the bat of Alou to right field. Back goes Singleton to the track, to the wall, looks up, and that's gone. Home run for Matty Alou, who hit 7 home runs, connects 1 off Seaver, off the ballpark card, really. That 46 is a ballpark card, and a 1 ends up being a home run. So Matty Alou picks up a home run off the ballpark card and drives himself in. That's 1 RBI, and the score is 3-1 now. Joe Torre's up next. Torre struck out twice today. Here's a pitch from Seaver. That's a 23 and a 1-11 strikeout, and strike him out for the 3rd time. 3 Ks today for Joe Torre. And here's Ted Simmons with 2 outs. Pitch from Seaver. That's going to be ripped to center for a base knock, and on at first is Ted Simmons. He's got average speed. Joe Haig, the lefty, has good power, so a home run here will tie the ball game up. It's 3-1 right now. In the bottom of the 6th, here's the pitch. And that's a 53, and that's going to be a range. And to hit to the shortstop, there will not be a play at first base. Harrelson knocks it down, but holds on to the ball, and that puts runners on first and second here with 2 outs. And coming to bat is Jose Cruz. So Seaver finds himself in a little bit of a predicament with the go-ahead run at the plate, the tying runs on base. Jose Cruz is coming to the bat. He bats from the left side, batted .274 that season, with 13 doubles, 2 triples, 9 home runs, and 300 at bats. So a full season would have seen him with 26 doubles, 4 triples, and 18 home runs. Not too shabby. Would have had 100 walks that season had he played a complete season. All right, so first and second, 2 outs. Jose Cruz the batter. And let's see if Tom Terrific can get himself out of this. Here's a pitch from Tom. And that's going to be a 52. That's going to be an error check on the shortstop. But Harrelson gets to it over to first, and that retires the side. 1 run on 3 hits. And it's 3-1 Mets going to the top of the 7th. Seaver's leading it off. And that's a 41. That'll be a base on balls. So Gibson walks. Terrific. Buddy Harrelson leads the league in sacrifice hits. We're going to send Seaver here, and that's going to be a 4. And is he an A hitting a run guy? He's a B, so that'll be popped up. Third base. Wayne Garrett will bunt. He squares, and no. That's going to be a pop-up to the pitcher. It could turn into a double play, and it does not. So it's a pop-up to the pitcher, a failed sacrifice. And here's Cleon Jones with 2 outs and Seaver on at first base. Here's the pitch from Gibson. It's going to be a 13, and that's a 1-take base on balls, and that's ball 4. Moves Seaver to second base into scoring position for Eddie Kranepool, who singled and scored a run. He's 1 for 3 today. And here goes. Here's a pitch. And that's a 65. That's a pitcher home run. 1-7, but that 11 is going to be a ground ball to third base. And over to first, and Kranepool grounds out. No runs, no hits, a couple of walks, 2 men left. We move down to the bottom of the 7th, so it's a 7th-inning stretch. Seaver versus the bottom of the order. We may see a pinch hitter here it's a 3-1 ball game. I hate to pull any of these pitchers. I like to just let them roll here. Let's see what happens. Let's see the feeling I'm getting here. I'd like to see a couple. I love these 70s seasons. You can play. You get a lot of double complete games. All right, Dal Maxwell leading it off, and that's a 46 with a 15. He's a righty hitter, so that'll be in foul territory. Plenty of room for the first baseman. And Kranepool makes the catch by the stance. Here's Gibson. They will allow him to bat. Gibson with a 52. That's going to be an error check on the left fielder. But that'll be a ball that Cleon Jones runs down. It's a very high number, 12. That's too high. And 2 out now. And here's Lou Brock, top of the order for the Mets. It's a 42, and that'll be... Oh, okay. He would be an A now. So he would be an A. Because he's gone 7. Oh, no, he gave up a run. Okay, so he's going to stay at B. So that'll be a 42, and that'll be an out. Fly ball left field. Right there is Jones. No runs, no hits, nobody left. Easy inning, 1-2-3 inning for Terrific. Kenny Boswell's up here in the top of the 8th inning leading off. Boswell today's 1 for 2 with a walk and a single, so he's reached base 2 out of 3 times. Kenny Boswell, the second baseman for the Mets, played in 116 games, about 400 bats, batted .273. In the replay, he's batting .283. Here's a pitch, and that's a 14. That'll be a ground ball to the first baseman. Play there by Matty Alou, and it's Tommy Agee with a 62, and he struck him out. Gibson strikes out Agee, 1 for 4. And Kenny Singleton, who's 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts and a walk. Pitch from Gibson, and that's going to be a 31, and that's bounced up the middle, and that's into center field for a base hit. 2-out single for Kenny Singleton. He's 1 for 3. Duffy Dyer next. Duffy's flied out, popped up, and struck out. Gibson sets and deals, and that's a 46 with a 7. That'll be foul back into the stands, a souvenir for a lucky fan. And here's a pitch again, and it's a 53 with an 8. That's a range check on the shortstop. Maxwell should get to that. And Maxwell does get to that and throws him out at second base. Fielder's choice, and that retires the side. So no runs, one hit, one left, and we move to the bottom of the eighth inning. So it's going to be Seaver versus Sizemore, Alou, and Joe Torre. Here's a pitch from Seaver. Winds and deals a 52. That's going to be a strikeout. KD check. It's a defense check, but it's low enough to be a KD strikeout. Next is Matty Alou, 36, and that'll be an out. Fly ball left field. In the gap is Jones, and Jones runs it down. Nice play by Cleon Jones in left field for the Mets. Joe Torre now with 2 outs, and Torre's struck out 3 times. Let's see if he takes the golden sombrero. See what happens. Here's a pitch from Seaver, and that is a 32, and this may do it. And no, it does not. A little nubber right in front of the plate, and grabbing it is Dyer, and he throws him out. And that retires the side. 3 up, 3 down for Tom Terrific, who's on the verge. He leads. Oh no, he's given up a run in this game. Thought he had a chance for a shutout, but he does not. But we will hopefully picks up another complete game. And top of the ninth, it's Seaver leading off against Gibson, and that's a 13, which will be a strikeout. So that is, how many is that? 7, 8, and 9. 9 strikeouts for Bob Gibson. And he's gone his total of batters faced. He's gone 36. So the next base runner will force a pitching change. That's a 24, 1 and 2, and he is +1, 1 and 3, but we roll a 6. That's bounces short. In the hole, Maxwell gets to it. Long throw to first, and just beats Harrelson, who's speeding in. But a great throw by Dal Maxwell. And with 2 outs, here is Wayne Garrett, who's 0 for 3 today. And that's a 64, and that'll be bounced to second base. Easy play for Sizemore. And that retires the side. 3 up, 3 down. Go to the bottom of 9. So this is last licks for the St. Louis Cardinals. It's going to be Simmons, Ted Simmons, Joe Haig, and Jose Cruz. Simmons is 1 for 2 with a hit by pitch. In the 4th inning, a single in the 6th inning. So he's 1 for 2. And there's a couple of bodies warming up in the bullpen. It looks like McGraw and Frizella, Danny Frizella. Here's a pitch from Seaver to Simmons, and that's a 15, which will be a fly ball. And under it is Agee, 1 away. Haig is next. Haig today is 1 for 3 with a single in the 6th inning. That's a 53. That's a range. And that's a range past the second baseman into right. Ball that Haig just could not reach. A ball that the second baseman Boswell could not reach. So Haig is on at first. And here comes Jose Cruz. So 1 out, 1 on. Tying run is at the plate in this 3-1 ball game. 1971, September 1st. So I'm 30 games away from completing my replay, my second replay. I did the 1980 A's, and now I'm doing the 1971 Mets. Next is going to be the 1976 Yankees. All right, let's do it. Jose Cruz, and that is a 55, and that is a drive over the center fielder's head. And Joe Haig, down by 2, is going to hold on at third base, and this is going to be second and third. Second and third, and here comes Dal Maxwell. We may see a pinch hitter, and then the pitcher, Bob Gibson. So we're probably going to go to the bullpen on this. Seaver still has a little bit left in the tank, but we're not going to push it. And he's given up a couple of hits here in the bottom of 9, so he may be running out of gas. We're going to make a pitching change. We'll be right back. All right, new pitcher for the Mets is Tug McGraw. You got to believe he throws from the left side. He'll be facing a pinch hitter. It's going to be Luis Melendez, who's going to pinch hit for Dal Maxwell. In the bottom of the 9th inning with runners on second and third. The tying runs are on base. The score is 3-1 Mets. And Luis Melendez steps in the box. He bats from the right side against the lefty Tug McGraw. See what happens. Mets are playing regular depth here, looking for 1, allowing 1 run to score. They're conceding a run for the out. And here is the pitch from Tug McGraw. Tug McGraw does have his beast stuff. And here goes. And that is a snake eyes. And a 6 is going to be struck him out. Tug McGraw gets Melendez to chase. And this is going to bring up Bob Stinson, another pinch hitter, this time for Gibson. Stinson is going to pinch hit for Gibson here in the bottom of the ninth. So it's all on Stinson's shoulders with the tying runs at second and third base. And Tug McGraw, switch hitters, Stimson, who's batting from the right side. And here's the pitch from McGraw. And that is a 53, and that's going to be a range play, and that's going to be past the diving second baseman. And this is going to bring 1 run home, 2 runs home, and this game is tied. Bob Stimson with a seeing eye single through the hole into right. And he picks up 2 RBIs, and the game is tied here in the bottom of the ninth, 3-3. All right, so thanks to Bob Stimson here in the bottom of the ninth inning. He pushes one past the diving second baseman. Boswell was just out of Boswell's reach at second base, and that allows 2 runs to score. The score is tied at 3-3, and we move to the top of the order, Lou Brock against Tug McGraw. Here's a pitch, and that's going to be a 33, and that's a base hit. And let's see where Stimson will go on this. Stimson will hold at second base. So back-to-back singles here in the bottom of the ninth puts the winning run at second base for Ted Sizemore. Ted Sizemore bats from the right side against Tug McGraw. And here's the pitch from McGraw, and that's going to be a 41, and that's ball 4. That loads up the bases. So the winning run is 90 feet away. And up comes Matty Alou, batted 315. And here's the pitch to Matty Alou, bases loaded, 3-3, bottom of the ninth. The Cardinals have come back with 2 runs to tie the ball game at 3 apiece. And the bases are loaded. You got Stimson at third, Brock at second, and Sizemore at first. You need only 1 run for the victory here for St. Louis at Busch Stadium. And Matty Alou, the lefty, it's lefty versus lefty. Tug McGraw versus Matty Alou, and here's the pitch. And that is a 44. That's line base hit, and the St. Louis Cardinals come from behind with 3 runs in the bottom of the ninth inning to beat the 1971 Mets and Tug McGraw. And the hero who's getting mobbed is Matty Alou, but Bob Stimson came through huge in a pinch-hitting role. Scoring is Stimson from third base, and Matty Alou gets mobbed by his teammates. Drives home the game-winning run here in the bottom of the ninth inning. What a game. Mets unfortunately lose it by a score of 4-3. Their bullpen and Seaver, who just ran out of gas. And then it was Tug McGraw, who came in and allowed 3 singles and a walk, and that was all she wrote for the Mets. The final score is Cardinals 4 and the Mets 3. The winner for the Cardinals is going to be Bob Gibson. He picks up the win. The loss is going to be Tug McGraw, who takes the loss, and that's all she wrote. I hope you enjoyed the game, guys. Tony Porter, Cards and Dice TV. Final here from Busch Stadium in 1971 is the Cardinals 4 and the Mets 3. It was a come-from-behind victory by the Cardinals. Bob Stimson, a 2-out base hit, pinch hit single, tying the game at 3. And then after that, it was a single and a walk loading the bases, and Matty Alou lined one to center field for the victory. Take care.